It may seem strange to you, but I have a terrible fear of outdoor toilets. It's not because they aren't as comfortable as indoor toilets. My fear comes from not knowing what might be in the toilet cesspool. What if there is a living creature in there? Today, I will tell you the story that caused my fear. My dad always wanted to sell our two-bedroom apartment and buy a small private house on the outskirts of town. He dreamed of having his own lot where he could dig a pool and build a barbecue area to invite relatives for family gatherings. Recently, he got a call from a realtor with a very good offer. He found a cheap house in Tiger Heights in New York. The estate put the house up for sale a month ago because no one had lived there for years and its past tenants had gone missing. I once heard about this story on TV news. A man and woman went missing a day apart. The couple could never be found. Dad was happy about the opportunity, and 2 months later we moved into our new house. It had a guest room, a huge kitchen, an office and 3 bedrooms. The only downside to this house was the lack of a normal toilet and bathtub. The realtor explaining that the cheap price of the house said it had a major plumbing problem. Instead of a comfortable bathroom on the property was an all-toilet cubicle. If you live in a private home, you probably have one in your yard. I've lived my whole life in the apartment, and the thought of having to use this stall, it is scary. You may think it's strange, but I had a hard time getting over myself. Somewhere in my head, I thought there was a risk of falling through the hole in the toilet, as it was in the movie Slumdog Millionaire, but there the main character jumped into the toilet hole voluntarily. When I told my parents about it, they smiled, pointing out that it was just my teenage foolishings and that there was nothing wrong with using an outdoor toilet. Of course, it was just my weirdness. I realized that sooner or later I would have to get over them, since it would take a long time to get the sewage system in the house working properly, and I would still have to use an outdoor toilet. That evening, taking toilet paper, I went to meet my manic fear. The stall had an unpleasant smell, and there were long groups of cobwebs in every corner. It looked like it hadn't been cared for in a long time. I pressed the switch. A light bulb came on, which needed to be replaced because it was barely illuminating anything. I closed the door behind me, pulled down my pants, and slowly sat down. I was having a hard time concentrating. My ears listened for every rustle, afraid something was about to happen. But there was dead silence all around me, only the slight crunch of the floorboards I was standing on. Suddenly, when I felt someone breathing behind me, I turned around. No one. God, you can't be that paranoid. This is some kind of psychological delusion. I'm beauty in danger where there can't be any, I thought, when suddenly I heard a nasty gurgling in the hall below me, as if something was moving there. I sprang to my feet and stared into the hall. In the pile of shit I saw something that was hard to describe in words. Something small, hairy, noseless, a small monster with white eyes, and there were human bones scattered all around it. How horrible. Could it be the missing owners of this house who lived here before we did? turned them into its lair to eat them alive. I was scared out of my wits, but I couldn't take my eyes off the monster. Suddenly it looked at me sharply and let out a squeaky scream. That ghastly sound still lingered in my memory. I ran out of the bedroom, still in fright. My father came out of the house when he heard the scream. He thought the heartbreaking sound was coming from me. When I told Dad about the monster, he looked down the toilet hall, but no one was there. I don't know if he believed me at the time, but the next day my dad called the sanitation guys, the sewage disposal service. Together with the sheet, these guys removed the bones, completely cleaning the toilet hall. I never encountered this little monster again, but ever since then, I've had a phobia of street toilets. And every day, I have to fight with myself. Do you like scary stories? Then subscribe to my channel and check out last week's video.